Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something we've all faced: negative self-talk. It's that voice in your mind that loves to tear you down. I'm breaking it down into clear steps, spotting it, believing it, and letting it spiral so you can see exactly how it sneaks into your head. But don't worry, I've got you covered. For each step, I'll show you simple, practical ways to flip the script and take back control. So stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know how to get the upper hand on your inner critic. Let's get started. Most people's step-by-step experience of negative self-talk follows a fairly common pattern shaped by a mix of emotional triggers, thought loops, and reactions. While it's not identical for everyone, here's a breakdown of how it typically unfolds based on psychological insights and common human behavior. Trigger event. It starts with something specific, a situation, interaction, or memory. Maybe you make a small mistake at work, get a critical comment, or compare yourself to someone else's highlight reel on social media. The event doesn't have to be huge, it just needs to poke at an insecurity or doubt you already carry. Initial emotional reaction. Almost instantly you feel it. Embarrassment, frustration, anxiety, shame. Your brain registers the event as a threat to your self-worth, even if it's minor. This emotional spike kicks your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, into gear, putting you on edge. Automatic negative thought. Here's where the self-talk begins. A harsh, critical thought pops up, often exaggerated and automatic. I'm so stupid, I always mess up, or everyone thinks I'm a failure. These thoughts aren't deliberate, they're knee-jerk responses, often rooted in past experiences or ingrained beliefs you have about yourself. Mental spiral. One thought leads to another. Your brain starts connecting dots that don't need connecting. I messed up this one thing, so I'll never get it right. I'm not cut out for this. Why do I even try? This is the rumination stage. Your mind loops, piling on evidence to support the negative narrative while ignoring anything positive. Physical and emotional amplification. As the spiral deepens, you might feel it in your body: tense shoulders, a racing heart, a pit in your stomach. Emotionally, you sink further into sadness, anger, or hopelessness. The negative self-talk feels more real because now it's tied to physical sensations. Behavioral response. Finally, you react. Some people withdraw, avoiding the situation or shutting down. Others might overcompensate, pushing too hard to prove the voice wrong. Either way, the response reinforces the cycle, setting the stage for it to happen again. For most, this process can unfold in seconds or stretch over hours, depending on the trigger and their mental state. It's a feedback loop. Emotions fuel thoughts, thoughts fuel emotions, until something like awareness, distraction, or a shift in perspective interrupts it. Now, let's look at how we can respond at each step to try to stop the progression. Here's how a person can intervene at each step of the negative self-talk process to stop it from progressing further. These strategies are practical, grounded in psychology, and designed to break the cycle early. The trigger event. Reframe the moment. When something sparks the process, like a mistake or criticism, pause and reframe it immediately. Ask, what's one thing I can learn from this? Or, is this as big a deal as it feels right now? This shifts your focus from threat to opportunity, keeping the emotional alarm from blaring. Initial emotional reaction. Breathe and ground. As that first wave of emotion hits, anxiety, shame, etc., take a slow, deep breath. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4. This calms the amygdala and buys you a moment to ground yourself. Feel your feet on the floor or name 3 things you can see. It pulls you out of reactivity before the thoughts take over. Automatic negative thought. Challenge the thought. When that harsh voice pipes up, I'm a failure, right? Question it like you're cross-examining a liar. Is that 100% true? What's the evidence against it? Replace it with a neutral or kinder alternative. I'm not perfect, but I'm figuring it out. This stops the thought from gaining traction. Mental spiral. Break the loop. If the thoughts start piling up, interrupt the spiral with action. Stand up, splash water on your face, or say stop out loud. Then redirect your brain and count backward from 20 or list 5 things you're grateful for. It's like hitting the reset button where rumination usually digs in. Physical and emotional amplification. Move your body. When you feel the tension or sinking mood, shake it off, literally. Stretch, walk around, or do a quick jump. Physical movement releases endorphins and disrupts the mind-body feedback loop, cutting off the fuel for deeper struggle. Behavioral response. Choose intentional action. Instead of withdrawing or overcompensating, pick a small constructive step aligned with your values, like asking for feedback or trying again calmly. This builds confidence and rewrites the narrative, preventing the cycle from cementing itself. The key is catching it early. Each step you interrupt short-circuits the progression. Over time, these habits weaken the pattern altogether. My name is Brian Odom. I'm on YouTube to promote the power of mental clarity. I believe with a healthy brain and a present mind, you can solve your biggest problems. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, X, Snapchat, and LinkedIn. Please follow, subscribe, like, and comment.